that time of year again. Ho, ho, ho! I know. Let's make some eggnog. Since starting this lifestyle, eating low carb, drinking low carb, do you feel like you just missed your store-bought eggnog? I don't want you to fall off the wagon and end up going to get that sweet, succulent eggnog when you can make your own eggnog that's probably more delicious than the store-bought eggnog and keep you on track and spend a lot less making it. So let's make some guilt-free eggnog. What you need for this is 4 eggs separated. You're going to need heavy whipping cream and macadamia nut milk or unsweetened almond milk. You could probably use the cartoned coconut milk if you wanted to. Just make sure it's unsweetened. I use macadamia nut milk because I prefer the taste and texture of it, but I have used almond milk in the past and that's just fine. If you're sensitive to oxalates, then you might not want to use that. You are going to need allulose. You can use erythritol in part of the recipe, but not the other part. I like allulose better. And so 4 eggs separated, heavy whipping cream, macadamia nut milk, or another type of nut milk. And yes, I know nuts aren't milk. Okay, we've got that out of the way. And allulose. And then you will need nutmeg and rum or rum extract if you so choose to use that. You could use like peppermint extract or a different flavor if you wanted to. So with that, what you're going to do first is you're going to separate your eggs. So you're going to put 4 eggs into a smaller dish. And your egg yolks anyway. And your egg whites you're going to want to do in a larger dish because you are eventually going to be whipping these up and to stiff peaks. So having a bigger bowl is always better. Then you are going to have a pot, saucepan. Put your sweetener in there. I have my sweetener already. I use about a cup or so of allulose. You can adjust to your flavor or to your taste. If you wanted to use a liquid type of sweetener like a stevia glycerite, that would probably be fine. I've never done it before, so you need to play with the sweetness. You're going to add your 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. And I'm going to get this turned on. So 1.5 cups of the heavy whipping cream and 2.5 cups of your nut milk. If you want to make this dairy-free, you can do that by switching out the heavy whipping cream for canned coconut milk, and that will work just fine. Oops. Okay. So you're going to just heat this until the sweetener is dissolved and it starts steaming. Alright, so it is starting to steam, which is what we want, because we don't want it too hot to where the liquid will cook the egg yolks. So we're going to take a cup of liquid. I'm going to have to move you down just a little bit more so you can see. There we go. All right. And we're going to whisk. While whisking, we just slowly add the hot milk. So this is tempering the egg yolks so that they don't cook, and it brings them up to the temp. Alright, so once that's done, I need to move this over to my other burner that's a little bit lower on power. Because I don't want to boil this. Alright, so put this on a little bit of a less powerful burner. And then you're going to take your tempered egg yolks and you are going to just stir this in. We are going to leave this cook, warm up, stirring constantly for about 10 to 12 minutes until it forms a thick custard. I mean, not thick, but it'll be thicker. So you want to continually watch this. Like, you don't have to necessarily stir constantly, but what you don't want to end up happening is having a milk skin form on the top, because that would just be gross. And it's not going to get super thick because there's a cup more of there's 2.5 cups of the nut milk as opposed to the 1.5 cups of the heavy whipping cream. When I used to use 1.5 cups and of each, then combining it with the egg whites, it just made it like too thick of an eggnog, so then I would end up having to add another cup of the nut milk in there anyway. So that kind of defeated. I figured might as well just do it all in the cooking. But you can see it is getting thicker. So we are just about there, and you can tell because when you tilt the pan, it really kind of goes down slowly. I think probably just another 3 to 4 minutes, and then we're going to run this through a mesh sieve just to catch any egg bits that may not have thoroughly incorporated, because it's never fun to be drinking a glass of eggnog and have egg bits float up to the top. It's kind of gross. Alright, so this is pretty thick for the liquid portion anyway. And I am ready to go ahead and strain this. You kind of know that it's done when you stop like stirring and it all starts really starting to like boil up. And it's kind of hard to see because of the lighting in my kitchen, but you can kind of see how it looks thicker. So once you hit that area, then you're done. All right. So we're going to put this into a big bowl because we are going to be folding the whipped egg whites in with this. All right, so not too terrible on the amount of egg yolk that didn't cook, but could you imagine like sipping on a glass and that floating up, that would just not something I want to stay. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. It's going to need to cool. It is 28 degrees here where I am, so I'm actually going to just stick it in the garage because it'll cool quicker that way than in the refrigerator. But you really want to let this cool till it's like room temp. It doesn't have to be ice cold, but room temp. That's going to take probably about half an hour or so. And then when we come back, we will whip up the egg whites and combine, and then we let it chill and then drink. So we'll be back soon. Hi, I hope you're enjoying this video. If you are, please be sure to like and share. Also make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and that you hit that notification bell so that anytime I upload a video or have a new recipe, you'll be notified. You can be one of the first to watch. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the video. All right, so we are back. The custard is room temperature now. I started beating the egg whites so they have a nice soft peak. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of allulose. This part you can't use erythritol or erythritol blend. It will deflate the eggs and become a mess. If you don't want to add any additional sweetener, don't add additional sweetener. It's all good. The other thing that I found that you can do is once everything's all incorporated, if you need to increase, like if you're like, oh, this just is not, to your taste, you can use like a liquid stevia glycerite or even like a liquid monk fruit or stevia. I had to do that for a batch that I made the other day because it was way too thick. I diluted it with some more macadamia nut milk, and that worked out very well, but then I needed to adjust, so I put a few drops of stevia glycerite in it, and it was fine. Plus it diluted the rum flavor that my 11-year-old doesn't like, and it diluted the nutmeg that my 18-year-old doesn't like. Sometimes I have picky kids. So, anyway, I'm going to beat this up until it has stiff peaks. The custard and I'll be right back. So this is room temp now, and I'm just gonna put the egg whites right into the bowl with the custard, and then I'm just going to whisk it all together. That's it. Nice, delicious eggnog. Now, at this point, you would put your nutmeg in and about 1 teaspoon to 1.5 teaspoons, and then rum flavoring or rum extract or actual rum or brandy or whatever it is that you like. You could change it up and add some peppermint extract or chocolate if you wanted like a chocolate eggnog. So play with it, have some fun. If you don't like nutmeg, don't add nutmeg. I'm actually not adding nutmeg to this one simply because my 18-year-old really does not like nutmeg. So I want her to drink it, so what I'll do is when I have a glass, I will just add some nutmeg to mine. When you serve this, you probably want to add just a little bit more nutmeg, so it is fine. Other than that, I'm going to put this back out to let it set, and then we will be back later with the first taste of this batch of eggnog. See you soon. All right, so our eggnog has had a chance to chill. I have put it in a glass. This is just delicious. So I didn't put any nutmeg in the big batch, so I put some nutmeg in my glass, and I also didn't do any extracts or anything in the big batch, so I put some peppermint extract in mine. So I have peppermint eggnog. It is not spiked. It's still a little on the thicker side, but that's because when you put in, most eggnogs are spiked with rum or brandy, so when you put that in, it kind of thins it out. So that's why it's a little thicker. If you want to thin it out a little, just add a little more nutmeg. But this is the thickness of it. So very good. Want to try some? You'll have to make your own. They have not invented taste camera yet. But she wants to try some.
Why is there so
Oh, because I dripped. Sorry, because I dripped. Just.
Okay.
I'll take that. Thank you very much. So, I hope that you feel good, that you can enjoy guilt-free eggnog. I swear this is not spiked. I just can't talk. Enjoy your guilt-free eggnog as much or as little as you would like this holiday season.
Otherwise, she wouldn't have let me taste it.
Very good point. See? See? Thank you for watching, and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.